Buying a car is not the same, well, for me in 2023, and for people that have purchased a Tesla in the past, it has been like this for a while. Welcome to the Elevate Project. Let's get into it. If you're like me before I bought a Tesla, the traditional process is a lot different, and some good and some bad. In this video, I'm going to talk about my experience buying a Tesla in 2023. Okay, so I have purchased brand new cars, used cars from a dealership. You go online and typically the price you see is not the price you pay for lots of different reasons. First off, you research, you browse, you calculate your budget, and you go to a dealership and go for a test drive. You like it, you negotiate, and you go to financing, you get the keys, and you're on your way. How do you buy a new or used Tesla? That is through Tesla, meaning through their showrooms or online. Yes, I did say showrooms because they don't really technically have a traditional dealership. So here's my experience. Our family was interested in a Tesla, and we had what we thought was a brand new Tesla dealership that opened near our home. We walked in and it was busy, and we even saw someone picking up their brand new Tesla. Was exciting to see, and we were super pumped as this was the first time we ever test drove a Tesla, and for me, the first time I have ever stepped into a Tesla. First thing was first was setting up a test drive, and it was all through an iPad. And this was the first clue that everything was going to be done online one way or the other. The person that helped us asked if we booked a test drive online, and of course, we said no, and he set up right there and then on his iPad before we can take a car. So disclaimer, if you don't want to buy a Tesla, don't test drive one. The showroom looked great with a Tesla Model X, Y, and Model 3 on the floor. Lots of tables with iMacs, a service bay, and that was about it. I was looking for your typical dealership with finance office, sales boards, and etc. Well, that was really it. The room wasn't even that big, to be honest. Once we were set up giving our information, we jumped into a Tesla Model 3 to test drive for roughly 20 to 30 minutes. It was the long-range dual motor, and it was a nice ride. But if you've never been in a Tesla before, I was looking for all the buttons, push to start, and when we stopped, how to open the door and turn off the car. Spoiler alert, Teslas are minimal. Not a lot of physical buttons, except a few on the steering wheel, which also scroll, and there's physical buttons on the door to open up the windows and to open the door. It was a cool experience, especially with the massive display that is the central control unit to control everything, even to open the glove box. Yes, there is no physical latch to open the glove box. I'll talk about in another video some of the nuances of my Model 3. But on to the experience of buying a Tesla. So we went back and we test drove a Model Y, rear-wheel drive, and there wasn't a long-range dual motor available at the time, but we also test drove the Model 3 rear-wheel drive. At first, our expectation was to buy a Model Y long-range, and we actually fell in love with the sporty feel of the Model 3 long-range as it handled and felt better than the rear-wheel drive. Long range was important to us because of our previous experience with our Nissan Leaf and wanted to invest in a new electric car with the most range possible. So now we were really interested and wanted to start negotiating and figure out getting a Model 3 long range and start the buying process. To our surprise, the person wasn't a salesperson, doesn't even make commission, I think. Which in my experience, I have had good experiences and bad experiences. In this case, it was a good experience. There was no pressure, but they did set the expectations, and essentially everything is done through the Tesla mobile app or online website. Even though they are there, they don't have any tills or any way to make payments. Literally everything is done through the app. I mean, everything is done on the app, so there is no real negotiating. If you have a trade-in, it's also done through the app. And we did trade in our Nissan Leaf, and the showroom staff helped, which was awesome. But literally, it was entering the VIN and other information, taking some pictures, and uploading them to the app. Financing is also done on the app. Once every step is done, they notify you when you can pick up your new car. Like literally, they don't even take cash. If you wanted to pay for a brand new Tesla and pay cash, you literally can. They do take bank drafts though, so that's one thing. They will accept a bank draft. Essentially, it's like ordering through Amazon. It's pretty crazy. What's nice, because we had a showroom, we did have an opportunity to inspect the car before we actually accepted the car. Also, it gave us confidence that the car wasn't used for test drives. They had dedicated cars for that. Unlike dealerships, you test drive the car you most likely will be buying. Overall, the experience was great. It was different and makes me wonder, will other car manufacturers start adopting this method? Now, if you found value in this video, hit that like button and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already to get more content like this one. Be safe, stay awesome, and I'll catch you in the next one.